Girl, my lord. Drink me a piece of latte.
I'm like that little dog that gets feisty. We're doing this. We're here. We're here,
We're
Michael.
in. We're in.
Oh,
Wait, I think we're flustered because it's actually quite a big day here at the HypeFriend podcast community extravaganza.
it is such a big day. Michael, I think this is the first time we manifested a guest.
We absolutely manifested a guest, and it is fully happening today.
It
Ah!
worked. It worked. I have my microphone ready. For those listening, this is my fake microphone. This is our HypeFriend spirit stick.
And that is definitely we definitely need that today because that is a very important part of the equation.
Yes.
Because the hot microphone has been a part of this guest's life for quite some time.
Well, Michael, to take us into this episode, I think we need to sing who is about to come on
I think
together.
shall we? Ready?
Yes.
One,
1, 2,
2, 3.
3.
Delilah.
Okay, let's do this.
Let's go.
Well, hi, I'm Ashley Eckstein.
I'm Michael James Scott.
And welcome
to
to
HypeFriend.
HypeFriend. Yay!
Yay! Okay, this is very exciting. I'm really excited about this. This is really crazy that we manifested Delilah Rene, and it is happening. And even extra special guests joining us. We have 2 guests, which is so exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I mean, okay, Ashley. First of all, we both literally kind of went into a full when a few episodes, one of our first episodes, the name came up.
Yes.
And we both were like, oh my God.
Yes. Well, okay. And also, you are the best hype friend, Michael, because you have met Delilah. You are friends with Delilah. You can literally text Delilah. And, you made this happen. And I am just such a benefactor that I get to meet literally someone who is an icon.
Delilah is an icon. She's a legend, and it is beyond exciting that we're getting to talk with her today. But the thing is that some of our younger listeners may not know who Delilah is, which I'm really excited that we get to introduce Delilah to some of our younger listeners.
I'm so proud to say that I'm old enough to have grown up listening to the radio because I know Delilah. And Delilah changed my life.
Okay, so all right, so just a real quick little thing, and we're gonna get into obviously a lot of it more. But Delilah has one of the most famous, popular, iconic radio shows ever. And it happened, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 hours in the evening. I think it was every each evening. And what was so cool about it was it was all about these stories that were connected with songs that were being dedicated to other listeners, whether it was friends, whether it was lovers, whether it was a son, a mom, a dad. You could dedicate a song and there was a story attached to it, which is just so brilliant. And Delilah is responsible for, I believe, in terms of friendship, literally over the airwaves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So, I mean, just the most heartfelt stories. And, Delilah, it's like people would call in. They would share their stories. They would share them with Delilah. Delilah has the most amazing voice. I mean, she just makes you feel so calm and just at the end of your day, sometimes after a long, stressful day, just to listen to Delilah's voice just made you melt into, your evening. But then Delilah, would pick a song for them, oftentimes. And so you're like, what song is Delilah gonna pick? Like, it just, I don't know. Delilah has never met a stranger.
Yeah,
Clearly, like
clearly.
she has friends all over the world, and I feel like I'm Delilah's friend, yet I've never met her
Well,
until today.
we are all about to meet Delilah and get into it, and it's really really exciting. So I am hyped
I
about
am
it's so good.
hyped. I'm so hyped, which takes us into
Hypes and gripes. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom,
Oh
boom,
my
boom, boom.
goodness.
Hypes and gripes. He's a hype, she's a hype, she's a hype, he's a griper. Hypes and gripes. Ow. Boom.
You know what though? As you make up jingles for our show, which it just always makes me happy. You know, it's like the shortest jingle. Delilah. But you hear that and everyone knows it.
You all know, I
Everyone
mean,
knows it.
you absolutely know it. So that's P.S. Our whole, like, I feel like I've been inspired by Delilah, like, just that, and also her voice, basically, for all of this, like, the good gossip, all of that is literally, it's inspired by Delilah. I mean, truly,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
actually what that's inspired by. So just giving you a little secret in there. Okay, let's get into hypes and gripes.
Okay.
Which I'm really hyped up. I can't even talk. I'm so hyped. I'm even hyped up about it. So, okay, what's your hype, Miss Ashley Eckstein?
Well, it's so funny because I thought of this hype separately, and then I realized this is the perfect hype when we're talking to Delilah.
Yes.
My hype is talking to strangers. So think about it.
Okay.
Especially I feel like I guess we were always taught this, but more and more I feel like the younger generations are told stranger danger, don't talk to strangers, don't talk to strangers. And that's literally drilled in our head. And yes, no, you're not supposed to talk to a creepy stranger who walks up to you and says, "Hey, want to get in my kidnapper van?" No, you're not supposed to do that. I'm talking about the strangers that we just meet in the grocery store.
I'm sorry. I'm still not over you giving. Hey, we'll get my kidnapper van. I'm sorry. Continue. That was. I just needed to just go back to that moment. I love you, Ashley Eckstein. I love you. So good. So good.
Oh my gosh. But no, I'm talking about someone that you don't know, but I do this all the time now. The person checking me out in the grocery store checkout line.
Yeah.
I love a good conversation.
Yes.
It's like, wow, how are you doing today? You know what? I really love that necklace. Oh, is it busy today? Or in the airport. Oh my gosh, I always talk to strangers in the airport. And that is how we make friends. Whether it's at a party and you walk up to somebody that you don't know and you strike up a conversation, they're a perfect stranger. Or, especially kids. I think we, as they are in school, it's a new school year, oftentimes it's like we stress, did you hang out with your friends today? Well, that's implying these are friends they already know. What about that kid that's the new kid in school, the kid that's sitting by themselves? What if we started asking the question, hey, did you meet someone new today? Did you see a kid that's new? And did you go up and did you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Like, what if we normalize talking to strangers? And we should. So,
I love that.
Yeah. So speaking of Delilah, that's all Delilah does. Is
Yes.
talk to strangers.
Yes, that is great. I love that, and I love being able to do that. I do it. I'll go to a bodega, I'll go to a coffee shop. It doesn't matter, and you say hello and actually ask them like, "How are you doing?" But actually really want to get the answer. Sometimes I feel like we ask and maybe we just sort of say it just to say it, because it's like the polite thing. But actually ask and want to hear how are they doing?
Yes.
So, to really have the conversation. I have seen you do this in person. And it really sometimes it throws people off because not everyone, because people aren't always asked how are they doing, or
Yeah.
what's going on, or tell me, or you take a compliment, whatever it is that might strike up the conversation. So I think that's awesome. I love it. And I feel like if more people did that, there would be, I feel like, a sense of comfort for so many of us during our day,
Yes.
no matter where we are. That a stranger then becomes literally, your quick friend right there, which is amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Michael, what are you hyping up?
Okay, I'm hyping up something that I've been waiting to share, but I needed to see it in person in real life to really understand what was happening, because I had heard about it and I was like, is it true? Like, what's going on? I am hyping up the fact that just a few weeks ago, I went to Walt Disney World and I saw the new night parade that has just started, like literally, I think maybe a couple months, not even, maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, just started. And coming down Main Street, the voice of the very first character, which is the Blue Fairy that welcomes us all to what is about to happen, I was like, is that my friend Ashley Eckstein? Ladies and gentlemen, it's my friend Ashley Eckstein. I am so hyped on this, so big, because I know that this is literally like a bucket list dream for look at, I have her, and she's literally dying, because the thing is that she has not said anything, PS. Like, she hasn't really said anything. Things have kind of like come out, a little bit, and I've seen things on social media, but I got to experience this in real time with my friend Ashley Eckstein and my husband, and we have video proof of it. And literally, there she was standing right behind us, and it is her voice as the Blue Fairy that starts off the whole parade. Come on!
What are you talking about, Michael? I'm friends with the Blue Fairy.
You are friends with the Blue Fairy, but you also were friends with the voice. So I just want to hype up my good girlfriend, Ashley Eckstein, for being the friend of the voice of the Blue Fairy in the Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away parade.
Oh, thank you, Michael. You are the best hype friend, and I am such a proud hype friend of the Blue Fairy.
Yes. Now, this is kind of crazy that we're going into a gripe after this, because that is such a hype. Like, I am like I got so hyped I started sweating. So like, I think, but we got to get a gripe now to sort of balance it out, because there was a major hype. So what is your gripe in today?
Well, you know what? I might get all angry bubbles on this again.
Oh.
Because okay. My mom, Mama Tano, called me up and she was like, "Ashley, I have a gripe." And she said, "I went into the store and I tried on some jeans and they didn't fit right. And it made me sad. I just didn't feel good about it." And she just had to vent.
Okay.
So my gripe is dressing rooms. So stick with me on this.
Oh.
So now, this is another gripe for another time. I'm going to go into sizing because I learned so much going into fashion.
Yes.
Now, for men, for the most part, you have consistent sizing. Now, if you're 3230, pretty much any store you go into, if you get a 3230, that's going to fit. But women's sizing is all different because every retailer makes up their own sizing. So on any given day, I could be 4 different sizes depending on the retailer. So that's not even my gripe. But I needed to set that up because it's already an intimidating process going into a dressing room because you don't know what size you're going to be. Unless you really know the retailer, unless you really know the brand and you know your size in that brand, sometimes you got to go in with 3 different sizes because you don't know what size you are. So it's already intimidating. But here's my gripe. Why do dressing rooms have the worst lighting of all? So it's already an intimidating process. And then, it's just the worst lighting. So we know that, having the right light is so important.
Yes.
And it's not deceiving. It's literally like light can make or break a photo, can make or break a scene. And that's why, we have light in our studio right now. On social media, that's why there's filters and there's all sorts of lights. It's just lights bad lighting can make you look worse.
Yes.
So that's why lighting is so important. So why? When you want to buy something, if you're going into a dressing room, you want to buy something. You literally want to spend your hard-earned money to buy something. So if you're going into a dressing room, why would a retailer not have good lighting? Just to make you feel good about yourself. I'm not saying to change your look. I'm not saying to deceive anyone. I'm just saying to make you feel, to make you look your best, to make you feel good about yourself. Why wouldn't there be writing on a mirror that says, treat yourself. Girl, you look good. You look beautiful. Make a dressing room a positive experience. It actually, and I work in retail. I've never designed dressing rooms, but now I think I need to.
I think that we need to be a person because these gripes, you are on 10.
I'm so fired up about this.
You are fired up about it. But I live right now. You know what? I'm gonna agree with you though. I agree with you because you would think you would want to buy, you would want it to be the fiercest lighting so that you could buy right away or something. So I completely agree with you about the lighting because that down situation where it's
lighting. It's terrible.
It's terrible. I agree, Ashley Eckstein. I agree.
And look, I know there's a debate because some people are like, well, retailers shouldn't be deceptive. I'm not talking about putting a carnival mirror in there, that stretches you and makes you look thinner or, is deceptive. Make it real. But bad lighting it makes you look worse. That's not how you actually look. It's just bad lighting. So why?
It's bad lighting.
Give us a little pop of something.
Okay. I agree.
All right, Michael. What are you griping about?
Girl, my Lord. Drink me a piece of latte.
I'm like that little dog that gets feisty.
Yes, you are. You're like, this is I hear you. Okay. All right. My gripe. I was just at the grocery store last night, minding my business. Yes. I love a grocery store situation.
Me too.
I know you do too. I love it. So I'm like, yes. Let me go to the grocery store. I will not say the name of the store just out of respect. But I went to the grocery store and it was about, I will say 6 o'clock or so. It was very full. People are coming, going, getting their dinner or whatever after work, prime time. For me, it is when you come in and you go to the produce section and it is all picked over. The gripe that I have over that is so many things. It makes me, when I walk into the I'm like dancing into the grocery store, like, oh my God, I'm so fierce. I'm going to the grocery store and living my life. Groceries, groceries, grocery, right? And I walk in, and then it's like, boom, 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 boom. Like, it literally is like, it is absolute horror. And the thing is that I am not alone, because I see the other faces of people. I literally felt a woman do the biggest, like, she was like, right behind me, because literally she saw what I saw, which was nothing. Absolute nothing. So I need,
That is
even at,
such a gripe.
it's such a gripe. So, like, please, like, even at, like, we know that that's a high time. So what about like a restock at like 5 o'clock, or like, you know what I mean, like a something when you know. Uh, so that's the gripe. That's my gripe. I could go on and on about it, but that is my gripe. And we were gripes today. We were gripes.
We had some gripes to get out. And you know what, Michael? I realize more and more that we share a love of grocery stores. We can do a whole episode just on grocery stores.
I mean,
So
I
we'll,
live.
yeah, that's
I
that's
live.
that's gonna
Oh
happen.
my gosh, that was hype saying gripes.
Well, now, Michael, in honor of Delilah, I think you got to give us a good gossip intro.
Oh, the good gossip. The good gossip.
Oh,
Thank you.
that was good.
Yes. All right. I have some good gossip today. It's inspiring and really just quite beautiful. So there is this really great organization called Community First Village. And they really had a mission to serve the unhoused community. And starting in 1998, right? It was a
Wow.
nonprofit, yeah. And it basically was just to feed the unhoused community. Well, this then turned into a much bigger thing, and then it was really going into actual housing. And
Wow.
yes, and so what happened was, they basically started to, they bought used RVs for what would eventually become a 51-acre master plan development in Austin, Texas. Austin, shout out to Austin, Texas, which was named, it was named the Community First Village, a place where unhoused community members could find not just shelter but friends. They used the word friends and neighbors, and that is just so beautiful. But what then happened was other companies started to take notice, and this small sort of organization that just started with feeding the unhoused community turned into actually housing them, and a big construction company decided to come in and use 3D printing of housing to create. They added 300 more houses onto this
What?
property, and so then it kind of started spreading throughout. And now there's a couple different communities around the country that this was inspired by, from this amazing organization called Community First Village, which is just really inspiring on so many levels, to be able to bring technology in, and help and figure out how to use what we can do today, which is unbelievable. I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around a 3D
I
house.
know.
Like,
A
and that
3D printed
a
house.
3D
That's
printed house,
crazy.
and it's just really beautiful.
Wow.
It's some good gossip in terms of just sort of spreading, this story out. I've seen it, it's actually, I've seen it a lot. There's a couple articles all around about it, because it has brought up different other communities around the country. But this was a really incredible thing that happened, and it literally just kind of like blew up in the most epic way. So
Wow.
I thought that was really, really exciting and really beautiful.
That's some good gossip.
That's some good gossip, y'all. Is what I'm talking about. Okay.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh,
gosh.
Michael, it's time.
Oh my gosh.
It's time.
I'm already sweating because I'm so excited.
Me too. Oh, oh
Okay.
my gosh.
So
Okay.
are we gonna do this? Officially?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
yes.
All
I
right, here
could
we
barely
go.
sleep last night. I was so excited.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay, y'all, get ready because today we are rolling out the red carpet for two absolute legends of the airwaves. She's the voice that has tucked millions into bed with warmth, wisdom, and the perfect song for every moment of the heart. Yes, the one and
Yes.
only Delilah Rene. Ah! And right by her side for over 30 years, yes, 3 decades of laughter, late nights, and countless unforgettable stories is her ride or die best friend and brilliant producer, Janey Bullman. Y'all, together they've shared the mic, the music, and the magic that has made Delilah a household name and Janey the secret sauce behind the scenes. So buckle up because this is going to be about a journey through friendship, radio history, and the kind of stories you can only tell after 30 years together, on and off the air. Y'all, Delilah and Janey! Welcome to HypeFriend!
Yay! Welcome.
30, is it 33 or 34 now?
I think it's 33. I think it's, you know how bad I am at math, but
Yeah.
30 plus.
Well, there's no math here. There's no math
We're
here.
not mathing. Good. We are not mathing.
We are so excited to have you both, icons of the airwaves, on our friendship podcast. We have, this is a HypeFriend, and I reached out to Delilah. So so I like to say that because Delilah is an icon, and I have her phone number, and I text Delilah and I said, Delilah, Miss Delilah, we want you on this on our podcast. We want to talk about friendship. And you immediately text back and you were like, yes. And can I bring my bestie of over 30 years? And I was like, oh my gosh. I told Ashley, and Ashley was like, are you kidding me? Yes. Like,
Because honestly, I'm so much funnier when I have her to pick on.
Oh my
I'm her straight man.
She is the straight man.
Well, I have to tell you, first of all, Delilah, Janey, I'm Ashley. So nice to meet you. I'm a massive, 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 massive fan. But literally, two things. You're the first guest that we manifested. Literally, we threw your name out, Delilah, and we were just like, do you think she would ever come on our podcast? And you're here, and it's just the power and manifestation. And then Janey, when we were first dreaming up this podcast, we said, wouldn't it be great if we got people to come on and we had them bring their hype friends? And
wow.
Delilah, literally, when you asked that question, we were like, oh my gosh, was she reading our minds?
I was. It's one of my superpowers.
Oh my gosh. Well,
we
thank you.
want to go back. We want to go back to where this all started, because this is. So take us back to this connection, this friendship, and how this came about. Please.
I'm gonna let Janey tell the story because she won't let me tell my version.
No, you tell this. Just be gentle with me.
There's really no way to be gentle, Janey. You were such a jerk. The thing that draws us together and keeps us together, because on the air, Ashley and I sound so sweet and so incredibly nice. Like you
Your
couldn't
voice is so
imagine
soothing.
what a jerk I am.
No.
Oh, to the core of my being, I am a jerk. And when I met Janey, it was twin flames. We were like, we recognized each other's adamant, out of control jerkiness. And we're like, oh, I gotta be with you. Because you complete, you know that famous line, you complete me.
Yes.
She competes me. She outdoes me in the jerky department, which is really hard to do. Like
Well,
really hard to do.
I don't outdo you because
Yeah,
you
you do.
like
Yeah.
to be bold. Well, I'm more quiet about it.
Yeah. She likes to be under the radar. She doesn't like to get caught. And I'm like a show off. So if I'm like doing something really asinine, like I want your lights on me, Michael. I want to be on Broadway. I want everybody to see how brilliant I just pulled off that jerky joke. Janey likes to be like under the radar.
Oh, it's the best place to be.
Yeah. I am not super cool. Like, I am not super cool. But she has to be so, like never ruffled feathers, her hair never out of place. She's walking in the cool shoes, she's got a little swag, black leather jacket, dark shades. And I'm in like a sequined lion tamer jacket and a top hat and high heels that I can no longer walk in. Da 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 da. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Sing. We have a fake microphone.
I'm obsessed with this. And wait, and then you all started. So then you worked together. So like you were so were you friends first, and then you worked together? Were you worked together and you were friends? Like where did that come about?
Well, she was actually producing another radio show and a TV morning news show in town when we met, and so I stole her, basically.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was happy to be stolen.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll tell you how we met, and she wants me to clean it up, so I'll give you the edited version.
I just don't want to be canceled, that's all.
So I'm on the air in Boston, doing my thing, doing my shtick, smoothing the night away, and I'm a little bit gullible.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
me too.
Okay, I'm a lot gullible. It's why I've been married so damn many times. You tell me you're a nice guy. You tell me like I'm your first true love. I believe you. And so I get this phone call from a young man who wanted to dedicate a song to his sister, who was having a big birthday. It had an O at the end, and it was more than 3 or 4 decades. Okay. And he named her by name. Normally, I don't use first and last names, but he was very intentional in the first and last name. First and last name, and she's having a 50th birthday party. Well, she actually was the supervisor, the head honcho at Blue Cross Blue Shield, working nights with a staff of hundreds of people, and she was like 30. Not 50. It was her birthday, but he added a few more decades on there.
That's right.
And he also might have mentioned that she had recently quit smoking cigars. That she had started a healthy weight loss routine. She had like gotten in shape, quit smoking. He laid it on thick. And he used her first and last name. So here's this beautiful, incredibly put together businesswoman who has hundreds of people that work, for her, with her. She's never smoked anything in her life. She has never, she was the fitness queen. She was the workout guru in the 80s, And here's this guy telling me how she's gone on this weight loss journey. She's, finally able to fit into a size whatever. And she quit smoking and quit using hard drugs. And he mentioned her by name. So all of her staff is standing up going, Bev, when did you quit doing methamphetamine? Meanwhile, the one that's on the podcast with us was lying on the floor howling because she had written the script.
Oh
And
my
she
God.
assumed I would catch on after the first, 2 or 3 minutes where he said she had quit smoking, imported cigars, thinking I was bright enough to catch on that this was a hoax. But I told you I'm gullible, and I'm like, yay, Bevy, you go, girl.
And you played Forever Young for her. You picked the perfect
The
song.
perfect song.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Wow.
So, like a week or two later, I get this phone call. She never told me that it was a lie or anything. She's like, I'm just calling to say you must really be nice. Like, you
She
really
is
do
really
believe in
nice.
humanity, don't you? I'm like, yeah, don't you? She goes, yeah, not so much. Like, did you ever think some people might be jerks and might be using your show to pull a practical joke? I'm like, who would do such a thing? And that's truly how it started. I had tickets to go see a play in Boston. I didn't know very many people. She mentioned that she produced a radio show. I did my due diligence and said, okay, that was how I vetted her. Okay, you're in. You want to go see a play? And we went to see a play, and that was that. We were, when you meet somebody and your soul just goes,
yes.
there you are. I've been looking for you my whole life. Where have you
Yes.
been?
Oh,
Oh, I
Can I
love
put
that.
can I put a touch on that story?
Please.
So the reason I called her like that prank, it was like it was funny. I would never do a prank like that. It was like, just very incorrect on so many levels. But when
I
after
would
my
never do.
sister threw me and my brother out of her house when she got home and wouldn't speak to us for at least a couple of days, I was driving home and I just kept thinking, wow, she is really sincere. She is so genuine and really sincere. And being someone that was in broadcasting, I was still in school at the time. I was like, I really want to call her and just like talk to her for a few minutes. And I never thought she'd answer. And it was like the first ring she picked up and we just started talking. And there was a lot of things going on in my life at that time. And she probably talked to me for like 2 hours, like she kept
Wow.
putting me on hold and coming back. And so we talked about a lot of things. And I was like, this is not some kind of an act. Like she is really genuine and sincere. So
oh,
That's incredible.
I had to
that.
add the sweet part to that story.
Well, you know what? I love that you use the word genuine. We're starting a string. Have you noticed this, Michael?
Yes.
Uh, I truly believe that a word that is not used enough and is such a powerful word is the word genuine. To be
Yeah.
described as genuine and to have a genuine friend is really, really powerful.
Right.
And it's the best compliment. And so we're trying to like shine the spotlight on the power of being genuine and what that means. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my gosh. So we ask everyone this, what does the word hype friend mean to you? And how are you a hype friend to each other?
I think of hype, and I don't think of hype in the word that I have to like hype this up. I think of the word hyper friend, like someone who will
Mm.
be there for you under any circumstances, who knows you maybe sometimes better than you know yourself, and refuses to give up on you. Um, all of that. But you're so connected. Like I was telling you guys, we can say one word to each other and we'll just
Hmm.
start laughing, or, she'll look at me, I'll look at her. It could even be something sad, you know?
Yeah.
But it, like, I wouldn't even have to say anything else, and she knows where, my head is at.
That's the
Which
best
which
type of
is
friend.
yeah, it's quite a compliment for
Oh,
Janey.
here we go. I see her. She's winding up. She's winding
I
up to
was
take
actually
it out
about
of
to
the
pay
pot.
you a compliment,
Yes.
wench. Now that you've said that, I'm going to keep it to myself.
I am obsessed with this because this is actual friendship right now. Like,
Here's what I was going to say before somebody thought I was going to be a jerk is Janey is incredibly private. Like she doesn't want people in her business. And I'm not. If you tell her a secret, if either one of you told her a secret and said, "Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but I did something really, really horrible and the body's buried in the backyard," she would go to her grave with your grave still hidden. If you tell me that and say, "Whatever you do, don't mention this, Delilah. Don't tell anybody I got a new play coming out that I'm going to be starring in. It's top secret. It's under wraps. We haven't got the investors yet." I would go on the air that night. And in the course of a conversation with somebody over their runaway dog, I would say, "It's funny you mentioned that runaway dog. I've got a friend who's on Broadway who ran the show as the genie, and he's in a new play." Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. Like, I cannot keep a secret for 5 seconds. I was the last person to know my biological daughter was pregnant with my grandchild. And I was so hurt. I'm like, "You're how many months along?" She's like, "I'm due next week." I'm like, how am I the last one to know? She said, "Well, because I didn't want to blab to the world."
oh,
Oh my gosh.
"How could you even say that?" She goes, Mom, wonder why.
You guys, one time I had people writing to me over something I had shared with Delilah. It could have been something that I have this pesky rash or whatever, and then be like, "Janey, we're all praying for you." And I call her and I'm like, "Why do these people know about this?" And she said, "Because I prayed for you with them." And I'm like, "Don't take this the wrong way, but don't pray for me, okay? Don't pray for me."
Oh my gosh.
I'm dying right now. It's so good. There's so many things. I'm literally at like a loss because there's so many things I want to ask you. But and I also love this because this energy is something that you cannot create. Like this is
Yeah. You also can't
authentic.
fake.
You cannot fake this,
Yes.
and this is so exciting to actually see it in real time because you know that this friendship is like absolutely like historic and has been with you all for some time, and that's an incredible thing. I am curious because you both have gone through many ups and downs as you shared before, and your friendship obviously has stayed centered through those times. What would you tell your younger selves about that friendship in terms of just sort of keeping it steady, and how that could possibly be something that would be helpful for you later down the road?
Well, I think for both of us, we knew from day one that we were going to be each other's, Thelma and Louise. We just knew it. It was a given. And I have other amazing friends that I've had my whole life. The woman who runs my office, we've been friends since we were 8 or 9 years old.
Wow.
We lived together in college. Her son is my godson and my chief engineer. We have history. Janey met me after I had kind of slowed my roll a little bit. Dee Dee, my girlfriend from junior high school, she truly knows where well, she used to know where the bodies are buried, but we're so forgetful now we don't remember. Like I have different friends that I am still as connected to and in love with, and so to me friendship is like next to God. It's the Lord is the most important, but my relationships are right next to it. With my friends, my kids, my husband, relationship is everything. I don't give a damn what I wear. I don't care where I live. I don't care what I drive. I could care even less. Doesn't matter one iota to me. I don't need nice things. I don't need comfort. I need my friends. I need that honest love in my life. And we knew, we knew.
You know what's funny when you said, what would you tell your younger self? I met Dee when I was in my mid-20s. And like she was saying, we became immediately close to the point that I would forget that I didn't grow up with her. We had so many, even though we grew up in two different ends of the country, I would be like, remember when that happened? And she's like, I didn't know you then. And I would forget that. And sometimes I still do, because, we're such a part of each other's lives that I'll bring up a story and then I'm like, oh, wait, that was before I met you. So we play this game sometimes with each other when we're bored, and it'll be like, tell me something about yourself that I don't know. And so I'm like, what? You did that? Why didn't you ever tell me that? And same thing.
A lot of times she tells me the same story, but I'm so forgetful since I've been through menopause. I'm like, I think I knew that. Did I know that?
Something about that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. We talk about love, and I think what we should talk about more, you can love your friends, and then you also have romantic love with your partner or your spouse. But, love between two friends is a very powerful thing. And I think, growing up for me, sometimes it's like, okay, no, you love your spouse, you love your partner. But it wasn't until I got older that I started telling my friends, I love you. No, because you love, if you're so lucky to have a friendship like the two of you have, you love your friends. And now it's important to me, just like I tell my husband, I say, I love you. I tell my friends, love you. Obviously, I don't even know what the question is, but, clearly the two of you have just such a love that you're so blessed to have. It did, obviously you all felt a connection immediately, but how would you describe your love, I guess?
She's my person.
Yeah.
She's my person. And my ex-husband did not understand that. Truly did not. Couldn't wrap his head around the fact that we could be this close and this intimate and not be physically intimate. And my current husband not only gets it, but loves it. In part because Janey's so hot, but he loves the fact that the weight is not on his shoulders to carry all of my emotional needs. He knows if I'm having a bad day, he's like, well, have you called Janey yet? He knows that she's my touchstone to kind of bring me down when I'm he honors and respects and loves our friendship and makes space for it, always. But yeah, we tell each other every single stinking day how blessed we are to have each other in our lives.
What's inspiring is that in the midst of what life is, and even another husband that maybe didn't understand that you still stayed connected, and that connection still stayed the base.
Constant, yeah.
The constant.
Through everything.
Yes.
Through everything.
Clearly, you two have a friendship that's ride or die. For someone that is listening that might not have a bunch of siblings or is yearning to find their ride or die, what friendship advice no matter the generation, do you have for them? And you know, how how what steps can someone take to find that person?
Wow. You have to make yourself vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make yourself vulnerable. I think going through my mind and thinking of people I know that are lonely or don't have that kind of friendship, it's because they've been wounded and they've never taken the time to heal from that woundedness. You know, we build walls around our heart because of trauma. When you've
Mm-hmm.
been traumatized, when you've been wounded, when you've been abandoned,
Yeah.
to survive, our the way that God made man is to protect ourselves. You know, and we protect ourselves by building these thick walls. And sometimes that wall is being an actor, because there's no place you can hide as well as in the spotlight. Nobody
Yeah.
knows you. You put the makeup on, nobody knows you. They see a version of you, they see who you want them to see, but they don't see you. Look at how many, you know, people in Hollywood suffer deep, deep, deep depression, in Broadway too, because they're performing, but they're not being seen for who they are. So you gotta heal the trauma and let the walls down so you can let other people in.
Ooh.
Brilliant answer.
Well, all right.
That was incredible. I feel like I just went to school.
Yes,
Thank
that
you.
was the thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
Janie, what about you?
You know, just building off what Dee said about vulnerability, you got to be brave and get out there. You're not going to meet friends by like perusing chat rooms or even going on different social groups. You got to put yourself out in the world, you know? Can I tell you something really sweet, too?
Please.
One of the best compliments Dee ever gave me, especially when we were raising our kids, we'd be so busy. So, you know, I think one day she's just like, come on over. I have to do errands. Like, you know, we can't really do anything. But we were just riding around, you know, where she lives, doing errands, like picking up kids, you know, getting stuff for dinner. And I was just like, it was fall and I was looking out the window and just like enjoying the foliage. And she said to me, probably one of the coolest things I've ever heard. And she said, I am so comfortable being with you in silence. Like we never have to fill the space with each other. She said, I don't think I feel like that with anyone else. I always feel like I have to keep the conversation going and I just thought that was the coolest thing. And I said, I feel the same about you. But that's being present, even if you're not talking. We were together. We found a way to just hang out with each other.
And then I probably pulled
Incredible.
over to the side of the road and stole apples out of somebody's.
I think you did. Yeah. Oh, she pulled over on the highway. She backed up on the highway once. You know the flowers you see growing on the side of the highway?
Yes.
And they call it like adopt a highway. She literally, like there was no one behind us, but she backed up going about 90 because she saw something she wanted. And she's always got her tools in the back of her car. I'm like, what are you doing? And she had it done, like, you know how like race car pit crew can change the tires in like 30 seconds flat? She had it done and we were back on the road. I was like, you scare me. You scare me.
That's amazing.
Okay, so at the time I was harvesting some seeds and little miss, I don't want to get my hands dirty. Now, who's been invited to the West Seattle tour of gardens because her gardens are so spectacular.
I love to garden now. She's so jealous because I got invited on like this little tiny prestigious like award-winning gardens. And you're so jealous.
I'm so jealous. The West Seattle garden, the tour of gardens.
Oh my God, this is so good. You all are Literally amazing. You could have your own show of just. I would watch it.
I want to watch this show.
I would absolutely watch this show.
If you guys knew, how much time have we got? Can I tell you one story?
Please.
We got
all the time.
So a couple of nights ago, I was probably subconsciously thinking about this show, but I had a dream right before I woke up, and I woke myself up cracking up. I was laughing so hard in my dream, I literally woke myself up. And in my dream, I had been invited to the White House to a reception at our nation's capital. So I'm like, come on, Janey, you're my +1. We're going to this thing. And in my dream, man, we were young. We were thin. Well, Janey still is, but I'm not. We were hot, you know? And we go to this reception and it's boring. I hate receptions. I hate small talk. I really do. I hate them. So I'm like, let's go find something fun to do. And I saw the wait staff coming out of a door in my dream. I'm like, the wait staff, they're real people. They're going to be fun. So I drag her with me in my dream to the kitchen. And we meet the wait staff, and they're so awesome. And they're so fun. And we're talking, and one of the wait staff says, how would you like to sneak in the Oval Office and take a selfie? And I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah, I know a secret passage. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pretend to be the president of the United States. Yes, let's do it. And Janey's like, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. In my dream. She's producing me in my dream.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, this is a great idea. I'm going to sneak in, take some pictures, maybe. Oh, I don't know. This is just so cool. So in my white sequin skinny gown, I have to climb up to this thing and shimmy through a window. And as I'm doing this, I say to the waitstaff woman, Marie, I said, give me your tray. That way, if I get caught, I'll just pretend to be a waitstaff. Like in my dream, this made perfect sense, right? So she gives me a tray, but it's a glass tray. It's this glass, beautiful, heavy leaded crystal glass thing with all these hors d'oeuvres in it. So I'm trying to climb through this window with this glass dish, and I drop it through the window, and I slide out the window onto the floor in my heels. It was a smooth move. And there's glass everywhere, shattered glass everywhere. And I'm looking around, and I'm in the Oval Office, and there's shattered glass everywhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to clean this mess up. Somebody's going to cut their foot. Somebody's going to get cut. So I'm trying to pick up the hors d'oeuvres, and I'm looking for a trash can, and I'm screaming at Janey, get in here. I need you. Come here. She's like, no, I'm not coming. I said, come on. I need you. So she climbs through the window, and we're both in the Oval Office. She goes, Dee, look. And there's cameras like every 5 feet all the way around the perimeter of this round room. And she said, did it not dawn on you that they've got security cameras? So I'm, of course, posing for the camera. And she's like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm sure they have facial recognition. Maybe somebody in the police department listens to Wash FM and they like my show. She said, you're going to pull the Delilah card? She goes, we're going to prison for the rest of our life. We just broke into our nation's capital. They're going to think we're spies from Russia. I said, no, they're going to love our show. And she's like, why do I even listen to you? And that I was laughing so hard, I woke myself up going, oh my God. We're going to prison for the rest of our life, but we're going together.
Oh my gosh. I want to watch this as a movie. I think you were manifesting.
So I have to call her, of course, as soon as I wake up and tell her this story. And she's like, you would definitely do that. You would definitely.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the first window you climbed into, so admit it.
And it won't be the last. But the fact that I talked you into jumping through the window, what does that say? Huh? What does that say?
I know. I still have some work to do on myself. So.
In my dream.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, that is hysterical. I don't think I've laughed this hard in an episode,
I
Michael,
know.
which is what friendship is about. It's just about, one of the things, getting together, laughing. It's so good for the soul.
You have to laugh.
You have
have to laugh.
to.
You have
The
to.
losses that we've been through since we met. I mean, honestly, when we met, I had lost my brother 2 years before, and Janey had lost her brother a couple of months before. And they were right around the same age. Her brother was a little bit older. But since then, we've lost, I mean, her dad, her mom, my dad, grandparents. I've lost 3 children, 2 boys and my stepson. And if we didn't have the ability to laugh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here. Like,
Yeah.
and one amazing thing, when I lost my bio son Zach, we had the funeral home gave us, time for a viewing, and they're like, you can have the whole day, because his friends just kept coming and kept coming. We sat with him in that funeral home for 8 hours.
Wow.
Listening to his friends tell these kinds of stories on each other.
Yeah.
It was so healing for all of us. But seeing that he had that kind of love in his life, and still does. I mean, his friends still keep in touch with me, and it's been 8 years. They still check in on me, and they still share stories. Like, I'll just get a text and they'll share a little story, and they'll say, Zach would have loved this, or I felt like Zach was there for this. That having the ability to laugh transcends everything.
Wow.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen. Amen. That is.
Amen. I heard you talk about Zach in another interview, and it's bringing tears to my eyes. You were talking about the day at the funeral home, and how you met a boy who Zach had been buying him lunch, and it was such a beautiful
For over
story.
a year.
Oh my gosh! And you didn't know.
I had no idea. I was paying his food bill going, what the? Because my son was very petite. I'm a big woman. I'm the shorty in my family, and I'm 5'10". But my son was very petite. He was like 5'7" and maybe 120 pounds. And I was paying for 2 lunches every day. Like, where is he putting this food?
Oh my gosh! Wow. He was literally the being someone's hype friend. Every day. and
Every day.
and let me ask you all about the industry. Actually, just it's a little side road thing about just sort of like the radio business and like the change, and just sort of question for you all, like how has working together changed? How has the audience changed? The business, the radio business has obviously changed a lot, and over these years, you both are been, you all are legendary in this business. So I'm curious, how has that changed throughout these years?
Our industry has changed tremendously, but our show has not.
Yeah.
The content you hear on my show, if you listened in 1984 when I started, or last night, you will hear the same kind of content. I've matured, I've grown, I've learned a lot. So my advice is probably a lot more holistic than when I was 24 and thought I knew stuff. But what I do, what I want to do, on and off the air, has never changed.
Yeah. Well, you all have really, you've definitely made a show that has been about connecting, in sort of like these small fleeting moments, but the moments that matter through the power of listening and sharing the power of music. So that has always stayed, and that, as you said, it still has stayed. What has that been like through these years? Because I feel like we talked about before at the beginning of this episode how you know, some of our younger listeners who may not known, you know, who you all were. We know who you were, and it was fun to listen to those stories and connecting that through music. So was that always something that you were from the beginning, like that was what you believed in, and you just sort of you went into it thinking that would be how you would do your show, or did it build to that?
Well, I was on the air 10 years before the show was birthed. And the
Yes.
show was birthed the same time I gave birth to my oldest bio son. I did country western. I did news talk. I was an airborne traffic reporter in a fixed wing 172 Cessna. Janey produced news. She produced rock and roll. She was on the air at a Christian station. Weren't you on the country station? What was the station down south that you were on?
No, that was I was on a Christian station in Boston, and then also WFIL in Philadelphia, and that was also a Christian station.
So we've got, between us probably 20 years of background before this show started. But as soon as I started incorporating calls on the air, I knew this is my call. Like, I knew the first night I did it without my boss's permission, by the way. I knew it was going to be magic. I know, shocking. But I knew it was going to be magical. I knew it was going to be magical. And after she gave me permission and I ran with it, the first book, we went from like number 23 in the market to number 1 at night. Wow. And I've been number 1, 2, or 3 in every market I've been on since. So,
well, I just have to go back to the word genuine, though. To have the opportunity to meet you both today, it's so evident that you're real. And I know, Janey, I'm so excited I've gotten to meet you now today too, because it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And that saying is so cliche, but it's true. It's true. And Delilah, I used to drive home so late at night after work, and you were a staple for me and my husband. And you're genuine. You're real, and that lasts.
Ashley, if you added up the years that my team has worked together, one of my producers is my daughter. One of my producers, Miss Lisa, has been with us, what, Jane, 26 years, 27 years?
25, because she came when Jesse was born. Remember that? Yeah.
And Peter?
Yeah.
How many years has Peter been?
Oh, Peter was like right behind me. So he's been, I would say, at least 30 years. Yeah.
And Jeff, one of our engineers, he was my producer. He was a high school kid who came and hung out at the radio station. He was a radio addict when he was 16 years old. And he's, I think, only had 1 or 2 jobs besides working with me his entire life. Lisa came to work for us right out of college and has not, I mean, she's done other things on the side, but she's worked with us her entire career. Our team has been, if you added up all the years we've been together, it would be like 500 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is literally, that's amazing. That's so beautiful, Janey. Because I actually was going to ask you, you're part of the producing team for this iconic show, and you're producing a show that is literally about connection on the radio.
Yeah.
How is that the secret sauce? Like what is that? How does that, what would that be to make that work?
I don't know if there's a secret sauce. I think it goes back to, Ashley, you using the word genuine. Like I don't know, like Dee has a voice to me, like it truly is a gift from God. When you hear her, there is something else pulling you into that. But behind that, so it is a God-given gift, but it's that she means it. She means every word she says. She means it. And you cannot recreate that. You can't, I don't think there's a secret sauce. I think it's that she's genuine and she knows that the Lord gave her a gift and she embraces it.
Ashley, you're emotional.
I don't know
See
why
you.
I am crying. Because
Here, I have my Kleenex because I have a cold. So
I say all tears are good tears, and these tears are just they're beautiful tears because of just I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the role that you both have played in my life. You've been there for me in times when I needed a friend late at night, when I was building my business and working and felt so alone. Um, you've been there for me and my husband during joyous times. You've been there for so many others, and you really have such a gift. And so these are tears of gratitude, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So thank you, thank you for what you do. You change and save so many lives.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. You know, I thought when I gave my heart to the Lord that I was going to have to give up radio because the first 10 years, 12 years I was on the air, I gave my heart to God when I was in my 20s, were pretty much all about me. You know, I used radio as a way to get attention. I was that kid that was always, as soon as the teacher would turn her back or leave the room, I was on top of her desk putting on a show. And I have no talent, you know. If I could sing or dance like somebody in the room, it would have been great, but I can't.
you mean me?
Yeah, no, I don't. But I wanted the attention, and attention is the opposite of love. Attention is the opposite of love.
Mm.
When when kids are demanding your attention and demanding your attention, giving them your attention doesn't meet their need, but genuinely, authentically loving them meets their core, deepest needs.
Ooh.
And when I was a kid, I was trying to get my needs met by getting attention, and I was pretty obnoxious. And when I gave my heart to God, I realized just how much attention I was I was manipulating people on and off the air to glorify Delilah, especially really handsome men. And God's like, no more. We're not doing that anymore. And I thought, what am I even going to do then? What am I going to do? Like, I'm going to have to get a real job? Like, what? I got no skills. I can't math. I can't add up 2 columns of numbers. I tried to go to pre-med school. I couldn't pass organic chemistry. Like, what am I going to do? And I felt like God said to me, you're going to stay in radio, but you're going to stay in radio for me, not for you. Share my love with people. Stop getting your attention. And when I do that, I'm unstoppable. And when you hear me saying jerky, flirtatious, obnoxious thing, that's the real me. That's me stepping back into those high heels saying, look at me, look at me. But I truly, I get so sick of people thinking there's going to be a political leader or a religious leader or somebody who's going to fix our problems. There's not. We got to stop thinking that a political party or a church or something is going to fix our problems. And we just got to love each other with every fiber of our being.
I've gotten the pleasure to feel that aura in person. But as Ashley said, you both of you don't even know the thousands of people you have helped and inspired, and people who have felt that love just from your genuine heart through the radio, through the airwaves. And that is a gift and something that is so, so powerful on so many levels. And so we are just grateful, so grateful for you both. I have to ask because Ashley and I basically did this at the beginning of this episode, but where so the iconic Delilah, like where I want to know how did that happen? Where did that come from?
Isn't that good?
It's so good. So I had to ask.
There are several voices that you'll hear doing that. There's a male voice. There's 2 or 3 female voices. But when you hear the very sweet, kind of high lilting female voice, that's my daughter, Shayla.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. I love that.
I love that. Well, I have one last question. We are so appreciative of your time today. Thank you for all of the time you've given us. But I feel like I would be remiss not to ask you if you could, do you have a song for each other? Like if you could dedicate a song to each other, what would it be? Or do you have a friendship song that when you listen to, it's your song?
My song for Delilah is a song called Testify to Love by Winona, because it sort of like tells her entire story. If you've not heard it, look it up. It's a beautiful song. But that's her whole mission, is that she testifies to love every single day, every single night, on and off the air.
I love it.
And
I love that.
even though this is one that we've overplayed and Janey groans when she has to play it, the words to it are so true. And it was made famous. It was not originally recorded by Bet, but it was made famous in the movie Beaches, which really is our story. You know, they made the movie years before, but it really is our story. And she really is the wind beneath my wings. You know, I'm always the one in the limelight. I'm always the one that's getting the attention. I'm the one that wins the award, and she's the one that does all the work. So
that's a great song.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
it's so
love
good.
that
It's
song.
so good. Oh my gosh, y'all! The way we love y'all and the way we love loving y'all is just we're just so honored, so happy, and so thankful that you all could spend some time with us and to our listeners and our community out there, because this has been really, really inspiring, but moreover, just so uplifting on so many levels. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you, Ashley and Michael. I'll see you next time I'm in New York.
Yes, please. I really left speechless. Like really, really left speechless. It is. It's a full mic drop on so many levels.
Is a mic drop. Oh my gosh, did that just happen?
Did that happen? No, I don't. That was so incredible on so many levels that my head is spinning on just trying to make sure I remember all the things because I'm gonna have to go back and listen to things myself to just make sure that I remember. There's so many amazing things that were said. It was so special to have both of them. And we had 2 best friends on, Ashley.
I know. I'm so happy we got to meet Janey too. And I'm so happy she picked Wind Beneath My Wings.
I know.
That's a perfect song. You know, when you're yelling at the radio and you're listening to the story and listening to the conversation, and then she just picks the right song and it just hits. Like when she said Wind Beneath My Wings, I'm like, yes. That's it.
My song for you would be "I'll Be There for You."
Oh,
That's what.
I was thinking about it I mean, there's so many songs that come to my Michael, but probably "Ain't No Mountain High Enough."
Hey!
Like there's ain't no mountain high enough that'll keep me
Oh.
from getting to you.
I love it. Oh, I
Uh,
love that. I love that. But I think for me, my one last thing would be vulnerability. I'm taking away from hearing the word vulnerability and what that means. It's so funny. My husband says this often, actually, and she, she really hit on something about this idea of the showman, right? And like unmasking what that is, and I that really hits me in a way that just reminds me of really unmasking that, and it being okay to unmask the sort of like thing that people know of as Michael James Scott, which could be, it's a bigger, larger than life kind of personality, I know, but there's also another side, and also making sure that I do share that, and that I am not afraid to share that side, because you never know um, what can happen when you bring that vulnerability out, and how you can be helped and you can help others when you just unmask some of that that those shields and those barriers that could be. So for me, I'm taking in vulnerability. I'm really, that's my one last thing as a
yeah.
reminder.
No, I love that, and you are right on. You are right on. Um, and I'm crying again.
It's
Um,
an emotional
it,
episode.
it it is, and I think my one last thing, you know, uh, so to tag on to what you just said, growing up, being vulnerable and not being perfect and having that mask on was something that was really, really hard for me, because I
Hmm.
think growing up as actor kids, you're right, everything had to be perfect. You were always putting on a character and putting on a show. Um, but Ahsoka changed my life, just completely changed me, and forced me to be vulnerable, forced me to take that mask off, because people from all walks of life, from all over the world, w- they resonated with Ahsoka. And so therefore I was an extension of her. And so they would come to me and share their stories. And I realized that I needed, I like Delilah, I understand Delilah's position. I need to be there to listen. And I think part of what is making me so emotional with Delilah is just the message that she gave, because I it's something that I've learned and I've grown to resonate with so strongly, and is that love is so powerful, and that we just need to love. We need to love, and we need to listen. And I feel like I know her, and I didn't even know Janey. That, but they're linked. They're one. I mean, Delilah,
Yes.
the Delilah that we know is Janey, and
Yeah.
Janey is Delilah. They're
Yeah.
just they're one, and um, they're just even better than I hoped and thought, and they're just so genuine. Their love and their mission and their purpose is so genuine, and it's just amazing how people from all walks of life, because we don't know what's going on in someone else's shoes,
Yeah.
and people come to Delilah, you know to 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 celebrate, to cry, to look for advice, to look for hope, and the gift, the love that Delilah and that Janey give to the world is just incredible. So, as a reminder to just give love, and these tears are tears of gratitude. I'm just so grateful that I got to meet them today. This HypeFriend journey that we're going on.
I think you found the name of your show, Loving and Listening.
This was incredible.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what an amazing episode. Thank you for listening. I'm Ashley Eckstein.
I'm Michael James Scott.
And remember, be a hype friend.
The hype starts with you.